Hello sweet friends and welcome back to my garden. It's another day and another project in the garden, of course. I have this beautiful shade border that's looking amazing these days, and on the other side I have a weed border. So today I'm trying to tackle this portion of my yard because it's looking a mess and I really don't like it. It has been kind of hard to get out here and take care of this mess because I have a really busy life these days, but I'm finally trying to take care of it because it's such a shame to have such gorgeous plants here and this disaster over here. I have seen a lot of gardeners naming their flower beds or little gardens, and I would absolutely love to have a name for this shade area of my garden. I have a bunch of hydrangeas, heucheras, hostas, a few hellebores, and I don't have a name for it, so help me out. Let's find a name for this garden. And let me show you a little bit of a close-up with what we are dealing with today. There's a bunch of catch-all here in the corner, and I would definitely like to reorganize this corner because I want this part to be much wider. So you almost feel like you have to discover the garden. It's almost like a secret garden. Then I did try to do that, but I did not make it wide enough. I also would like to be able to use the pathway, so maybe in this left side we keep it a skinny border. We make it wider here to the front, skinny, and then here in the back I have this beautiful dark leaf hydrangea, which is just stunning. Both color of the flowers and the leaves is amazing. Look at that, I love it. And I feel like it's getting a little bit cramped. All these things you see here are deciduous, so they will lose all the foliage during the winter. I only have this evergreen that stays green, so I would definitely like to change a few things here in the corner. But until then, let's take care of this side. That's such a mess, and I brought some soil. I think we have to add some more. Here to the front of the border we have a little depression where water pools, so I added some soil. We have to add some more organic matter on top and maybe add some shade grass, so we make everything look super tidy and clean. Let's first take care of all the weeds that I have here, sketch the border how we would like it to be, and let me show you before what plants I've prepared. I did hoard them a long time ago, so they don't look their best, but it's finally their time to get in the ground, and I'm not quite decided if we will use all of them or part of them or what we will do. We'll see as things progress and move along. We first have 3 fern plants. This is a taller variety that's somewhat evergreen. It's looking a little bit messy because I did not take care of it, so it's a gardener's issue here. But this variety is called Jade, and it's supposed to grow to about 50 centimeters tall, so you would need around 4 plants per square meter. Then we have a nice hosta that I received as a gift, Schemia that I got at the clearance. Same thing for the steel bee, it was 80% off. Its name is Mojito. Then we have a nice barberry that's not looking its best because again I got it at the clearance. If you cannot tell by now, I do like a good clearance. Then we have Aquilegia. This one I bought online. It's called Black Barlow, if I remember correctly, and it's supposed to have a very vivid dark red color. Then we have over here Polemonium Heaven Sent, which I have never ever tried before, but I absolutely love the color of the flower. It's a very warm purple, and these leaves, almost ferny like, they caught my eye. Then over here we have a Fatsia. This one is not so hardy in our area, and I'm a bit scared for it, but hopefully if we plant it someplace where it's a little bit protected from the wind, it might do okay. It's looking like this because it was in the wind. So this is a plant that's a little bit of a diva and does not like the wind whatsoever, likes a moist soil. The leaves on this are just gorgeous, amazing leaves. I love them. They almost look like marble, and the new growth is a bit spruce, so it's great. That one looks amazing, but we have to find the perfect spot for it. Worst case scenario, we take it out in the winter and protect it inside. This Fatsia is a spider's web variety, and it's supposed to grow to about 1 meter and 20 centimeters. I don't know what to say about that. And it says it should be hardly as low as minus 12 Celsius degrees. Now, thinking that we had minus 16 Celsius degrees this winter, I don't know. I'm afraid this one is gonna grow from the ground each year if it survives, in which case it's not gonna get to 1.5 meters tall ever, in my opinion. But it does look absolutely stunning, and if I will have enough energy in the autumn, I might take it inside, because that's a plant you don't see every day in the garden center. Now, while I was walking about and bringing all my tools in, I figured on the other side here I have another hosta and climbing hydrangea that are not in the right spot for me, because all the time when I come to the garden I step on them. They're a little bit in the way, so I'm thinking we move those also here in this flower bed. Let me show them to you. I'm talking about this hosta, which is a bluish variety, small leafed variety. I think it's called mouse ears, but I'm not quite certain because I bought it like 4 years ago when I was not such a plant nerd. And this climbing hydrangea that's trying to put a lot of growth. So this is this year's growth. It bloomed for me. It likes this spot. The only problem is it's a little bit in the way, and I feel like we should move these here on the other side and maybe climb the hydrangea on the wall. That would be something to consider. Now let me grab all my tools and start first with the weeding part, which is not so fun, but it's necessary. things are looking great. I'm so happy I managed to put at least the Taxus in the ground. I have to take a break and go cook some lunch. But I managed to put the edging, dig a little bit the weeds. I still have a few clumps that I have to mince and make smaller. And from now on, only the fun part is beginning. I overheated a little bit because by the end the sun came over me, and it's a little bit humid, moist, and at least I managed to do the hard part, and now the fun begins. I'll take a break and come back a little bit later or in the morning to continue with this project. Now I came back, it's much later in the afternoon, and I was not feeling quite 100% in the morning, but now I'm definitely sure I'm coming down with a cold. So, because most likely I'll be indisposed for a few days, I really have to get these beauties in the ground as soon as possible, because who knows what's gonna be tomorrow. And I think it's better for all the plants to be in the ground. I will take you along for the process of placing each plant, because some prefer more sun, some prefer more moisture, and I'll try to place them, take you along for how I place them and how I decide where I want them, and then we'll see what we can do to zhuzh this flower bed a little bit to look like polished and finished at the end of the workday. First, I will try to place all the plants I have in pots, and then if the time and health allows me, I will try to move some things around, because for example this catmint, I don't like where it is. It's a little bit too shaded, and I think it would do much better if it were in a little bit more sun. I want to first start with the plants that go at least at the edge of the flower bed, and I'm thinking I'm starting from sunnier to shadier spots, and I want to start first with this barberry that if you keep in the shade it turns to a more chartreuse leaf, but as you let it be kissed by the sun it gets this absolutely stunning burgundy with a little bit of chartreuse edges. And for those of you that don't know, barberries are extremely prickly, extremely. This is not a plant you would want a child to fall into. So for these reasons, I'm thinking this barberry can go very nicely here to the back of the flower bed, as it provides a contrast to the Taxus. A more experienced gardener was saying that you would like in a flower border or a landscape to have all the main colors, blue, red and yellow, and with that barberry you get the red and the yellow. Now the next two plants I have, this is an astilbe, it's called Mojito, and it's going to bloom white. So because it's a different leaf shape to the Taxus and to the barberry, and because this one is deciduous, so it's going to go away during the winter, I'm thinking we can put it here in front of the Taxus, something like that, to fill in the spots. It should bloom to this height, and this is the time of the year when it's supposed to bloom. This one stayed in the pot, so unfortunately it's not going to bloom for us this time. Now the little cadmium napata I have over there, I would love to move in front of this astilbe, because this area gets a little bit more sun, and astilbes in my experience can survive a little bit of sun if they are moist. Then astilbes are very similar to hydrangeas. That's what I have observed so far. Then I have this polemonium, which I have never tried before. This is a brand new plant for me, and it blooms purple, and it's a taller, spikier type of plant. So I'm thinking we put it here in the back, because it has a contrast to the hydrangea. Hydrangea is a big leafed plant. The polemonium is very small leafed. Then what else do we have? Then I have at least 2 hostas in the pot and 1 in the ground that I want to move across. This one is a hosta called White Feathers, and as it stays more in the shade, it gets whiter and whiter. So because this one does not grow so big, I was thinking we put it here where the flower bed gets narrower. Then the Schemia, because it's staying evergreen, I want to place some place where we can enjoy it even in the winter. I was thinking maybe around here. We'll see. Things can evolve. Let's place this second. Let's place the second hosta. This is a hosta I received as a gift, and I have no idea what variety it is, but it looks quite cute with those little smaller leaves and with white edges. So I'm thinking, because we already have a little bit of yellow here in the back, maybe we place this here, because during the winter we use this slope as a playground for kids to play around. Then I don't like this Schemia here. We'll have to move this one. What if we were to move the Schemia maybe around here, because it's staying evergreen, it should hide the wall. Then I have a bunch of ferns. These are supposed to be evergreen, but I have never tried them before, so I want to fill up a little bit this space here in the front. I'm thinking I pluck one near the Taxus and the other one in front of the barberry, and maybe a third one to have a repeat, a third one here, so we have a repeating pattern. My final 2 plants are this Aquilegia black burlow, that's super interesting and dark flowering burgundy Aquilegia, and the leaves are somewhat blue in my opinion, and because this is deciduous, I think it would grow perfectly here to offer us that taller color. I feel like it's a little bit too cramped, because we also have to consider we have an Nepeta. So what if we put that? And then we have the Fatsia that I feel like I cannot plant anywhere. It's somewhat big. What if I were to put it here and I let it be for a little bit, just to see how it's doing, and then we will decide later. I feel like we have to first move the Napita, because it's such an important structural part of that front of the flower bed that I feel like everything will click as soon as I get this Napita out of here and place it over there in the front. So let's try to do that. I think things are looking much better now and are starting to get a contour. Maybe more to the left. And I wish I had 3 or 4 plants. What if you could split this one? Let's see. Could we split this beautiful Napita? What makes me decide if I can split a plant, I usually look inside the crown of the plant. And if I can drive my tools through and get a good amount of roots from it, I usually go for it. I think we could split it, and I think we could cut it back so it gets more bushier, and I think it would do great. So let's try to do that first. I would love to have 3 plants. Let's see if we can get that. 1, 2, 3. So when I split it, you can see I get plenty of roots in each section. Now I'll bring secretaries, and cut it back so we can allow this smaller growth to get bigger and bushier. I know it looks somewhat cruel, but I'm pretty sure it will do fine, because there's plenty of time until winter comes, and that's pretty much what I'm leaving of it, because I don't want to stress the roots, and I want it to have just enough leaf to survive and to encourage it to send all the energy towards the roots. So that's pretty much what I do. Let's see the other 2. You're supposed to cut back Napita after the Chelsea flower show as well, so this would only help it. I'm so happy I finished all in such a short time. I did not expect to be so fast. I'm getting faster at this, so that's been great. But I kind of ran into a little bit of a dilemma about the schemia, and let me show you why. So the problem with the schemia, that's what my mama. The problem with the schemia is it's an evergreen, and the Fatsia is a diva. Now, I would need an evergreen over here to protect the Fatsia from the very strong winds. The problem is I don't think the schemia can do that for the Fatsia, because it's too little. The schemia is such a small, short evergreen for now. It's supposed to grow to about 50-60 centimeters, but until then, this Fatsia over here is going to suffer from the winds we have in the winter. So I'm thinking we should put here a larger evergreen. A larger evergreen that likes shade. So maybe Taxus, or maybe you have a few suggestions, because it's supposed to protect the diva Fatsia that's only hardy to minus 15 Celsius degrees and hates the wind. Look at what it did to it. So a larger evergreen would be needed here. For that reason, I'm thinking we bump the schemia a little bit to the back, maybe here, because usually the winds that I'm telling you about come from down towards the hill. And maybe we figure a nice evergreen to put here in front of the Fatsia. So now I have in the meantime a little helper helping me out with the schemia. So we'll plant this here. It's always so nice to have the children out, and usually we talk about all sorts of random stuff. Da, mami.
Mami?
Da?
Teraz eu cot, eu.
Da, tu, nu pune tu acolo. Bravo. Mai departe, ma. Bravo.
Eu să pun apa.
No, numai un pic, că mai are mami un pic. Trebuie să facem bucățelele astea de pământ micuțe.
Eu, Iris.
Poți tu, Iris, poți să le faci micuțe.
Poate.
Poți, așa-i?
Poate cu mânuțele mele.
Bravo. Bravo, excelent. No, bravo.
trebuie să le fac pe toate micuțe.
Da, foarte bine. Vrei să mai plantăm o plantă? Mai facem?
Da.
Da, bine. Because everything went out so fast, I still have enough energy to do some more. So I'm thinking we move the climbing hydrangea here in this area, and the hosta we could divide, split, and place it in border. So let's go dig those two up and put them someplace here. Now, this is a hydrangea I was telling you about, and we'll see how we manage to take it out. It's gonna be a job. I will first dig my shovel all around it to loosen things up in the soil. Good root ball on this hydrangea, so I'm really hopeful. I'm thinking we keep the trellis, but we would need to move it here, and I made the mistake of planting the skimia first. So I'm thinking we take the skimia out, plant that one in, and then we add the skimia. See what not planning ahead makes you do. So we take this one out, we move it further up, we plant the hydrangea over here, and then we bring it back. She gets planted the second time because of my mistake. So, all right. She's telling me she wants to put it in the ground. Now let's get the host out, and maybe we can split this one. I think this one is called mouse ears, but I'm not sure because I bought it like 4 years ago, and back then I was not so passionate about gardening, but I can definitely split it. It's looking rough because my kids like to make salad from the leaves, which actually they are edible, but they only play with it. Alrighty, so I managed to pull it out. And it has a bunch of smaller babies here. Let's see how we could split it. It's trying to bloom, and I'm cutting it in half. Oh well, this is the time when I have the time, so if it forfeits the blooms for me, that's fine. So I just made 2 plants. It has 1, 2, 3. It's starting to bloom. Unfortunately, this is the only time when I can do this because, hey, busy mom life. And the second plant which would also could be split way more times, 1, 2, 3, at least 3 more times could be split. I have the acrylagia that's a little bit blue. These, we have to keep in mind, are also deciduous, so they'll die. I honestly don't like where these lariopes are, and I'm thinking they need a bit more sun to bloom because they did not bloom for me. So what if we take those out and put this one in, and maybe we space the heuchera a little bit to the front of the border, bring it here. Let's do that. I cannot believe myself of how much I managed to do in such a short amount of time. And we split a bunch of plants. We filled up this border, thinking where it was just a few hours ago. It's unbelievable. I definitely have to come back and water everything in, make sure they get a good soaking, and for the next few days and maybe a couple of weeks keep an eye on all these plants that I split, and make sure they don't dry up and they grow beautifully. I want to thank you all for coming along. I really hope you had a great time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.